Hello everyone, I'm Tom Jr. Today is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, and as you can see right behind me, something we have put on the layout. This building is a hotel resort. It came off of the New Jersey High Railers. They moved into a new place. Layout's going to be smaller, but we were able to get this building that we personally know Ben, we were able to put and incorporate onto our layout. With my help and the help of a family friend, we were able to get this on the layout. It originally was on a base. We took the bottom part of this building off the base that was down, was plywood, and then this top half comes off as well. We stuck in two LED lights in there, so it gives you a proportion of how big this actually is. And originally was a Greyhound bus station and part of a blue apartment complexes, but this is a very large building and it's a part of the city now. And now over here was originally the Lionel Aquarium. Now it is a new bowling alley. And then over here we have a new frozen custard stand. Both of these I put on the layout. Some of the people already recognize what these buildings are. Yes, they are Menards. So give you that tidbit, so in case if you want to incorporate this on your layout, you can as well with that. So might as well give you a little bit of a brief walk to show you what's going on with the layout here. Of course, when you stand in the middle, you're looking, this is facing west, and then I pan my camera to the right, this is facing east. I'm in the middle of it. Of course, from this end down there to that end down there is 145 feet. The width of the layout from this side to this side on both sides is 32 feet. We are the largest family-owned model railroad in the U.S. I do not have any trains running, no animations going, because I mentioned before in previous videos, so you guys can get to come here and see it in person. So you don't get the full of it with everything in operation on this video. I did unscrew a little bit of a bulb, an LED bulb that I have up there, so it darkens the building on the one side, and so on and so forth with that. But I'll just briefly walk along here, and then I'll make my way on down towards the hobby shop so you guys can see what's going on down this way. By the way, over on this wall here, we incorporated a new plaque related with Ralph Brown, Jim Barella for the Trading Post. So you can see this right up on the wall here when you're here. Got a new New York Central image. This week, partial week, we'll be running some two Rio Grandes, an ST50 and an ST40T-2. Move on down to the fairgrounds. The rocket ship ride is going to be needing repair. It does not work at this moment, but we will eventually be having it repaired. The drive-in movie theater is good for the month of October, has the Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone movie playing on it. And of course we do have the DeLorean in there. Gotta have it for Back to the Future reference. I move down over here. In this vicinity area, now this is a rough draft of maybe what might happen. It might go over here where the transfer table is, or might go over here where these engines are sitting. We're thinking about putting a small airport in. We've been getting a lot of people questioning how come we don't have an airport. Well, we are in the maybe planning stages of might want to do that. It would not be something big, it'd be small. I like to have it related to my great-grandfather, Walter C. Best, because back in the day he did have an airport. It wasn't no big airport with a big terminal or anything. It was with a small runway and a hangar, so on and so forth. We will incorporate that, so that may go in this vicinity in the coming future maybe. And then we have a big project which we plan to do is going to be planning my dad, which he's the owner, would like to do is going to go across that train yard. I'm not going to mention what it is. Sometime years down from now or months from now, you see this video, you'll already see very likely what will be there, or we incorporate it in different areas. So that's a little hint I'm mentioning. But even from now, so you could get to see it, how big the building actually is. Just so anybody knows about that, that building was based off for an architect to have a building built in Florida. The building itself was actually not made. It was supposed to be made in Florida, and of course, like I mentioned, we got it off from the High Railers. We actually transported here. We know Ben very well, so that's something new that we did with that. Along with I put that bowling alley and the frozen custard stand in. And then I move on down to this way here, and as you can see some of the city. There are still a lot of people that have not come. So if you've not ever visited us, and a little bit of humor. My dad wanted me to put that in. And over in these areas here, like this here, Looney Tunes. That I put in on the layout. It does play music with lights. I moved over the carousel that was originally there. There was a fountain here, but the fountain did burn out. Sometime I may incorporate that again. And then of course moving over to here, we have the Fireball Frenzy, which goes around in a circle. You saw in the previous video that I had. The roller coaster does operate and stuff. And then I move on down to this way, where we have the passenger yard. This second week of October here, or if you want to classify still the first or second, got a telephone call, I'll answer back soon. So I'll kind of cut the video short here in about 2 minutes. I have the GS4 running. There's the building, by the way. It's pretty bright. It does definitely stand out. So anyway, it kind of gives a roundabout way. By the way, down the middle there, I have the Canadian Pacific Holiday train. It's parked right there. You might not see that running this year. It has bad gears in it. So I have to figure out what we're going to do with that, getting that fixed. Now I'll briefly come in here with the hobby shop because I got about a minute and a half and I do have to make a phone call to someone. This is an aquarium in for repair. But just to show some of the things going on. And then over here, we have this here with this, and 2 new Heritage units. Got those up there, and then those are Lionel, by the way. Got a box here, and then got more stuff here. And that kind of rounds about way. So I apologize if I made the video short. I had to do that. And I'll talk to you later. It's my dad actually calling me. So if you have any questions, if you want to come visit our museum, we're the largest family-owned model railroad in the U.S. Cornerfield Model Railroad Museum and Trading Post Train Shop. You can give us a call at area code 440-636-5162. Of course, I'm wearing my favorite Stranger Things t-shirt. Season 5 is coming up, and can't wait for that. But anyway, enjoy. Thanks for watching this video. And as remembered, one thing about trains, it doesn't matter where it's going. What matters is deciding to get on. And while I'm walking this way, I do have the Halloween train, by the way, that I'm going to run for the month of October. And there's the building. And my dad's calling the hobby shop, so I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.